Okay, so hello everyone and good evening. Welcome to our webinar on Schaeffler India Social Innovator Fellowship Award. So our guests for today are Mr. Shantanu Ghoshal, CHRO at Schaeffler India, and Mr. Yogesh Kapse, CSR Head at Schaeffler India, and Mr. Vijay Chaudhary, Head Corporate Communication and Branding at Schaeffler India. Also, we have with us Mr. Ashish Shah, Chief Content Strategist at Buddy for Study, and Mr. Harmeet Singh, Program Lead Operations at Buddy for Study. So welcome everyone, and over to you, Ashish, sir.
Yeah, we have already launched this program a few weeks back, and now we have Mr. Shantanu Ghoshal here with us, who will be sharing with us what is it that has prompted Schaeffler India to launch this program? What is the thought process behind this, and what is the key objective of this fellowship program? Mr. Ghoshal.
Hello, everyone. I think Schaeffler India is known for its technological prowess. And we are a company who believes in the innate innovation capability of every individual who is working in any space. So extending that philosophy, which we felt that there are many young, social entrepreneurs who are working in the various domains with some original concepts. And they're just looking for a platform to showcase their capabilities. And that's how we wanted to launch this program, whereby we are looking at some of the original ideas in the different fields where they're creating an impact on the social transformations. And that's the background behind introducing this new concept in the CSR. We are looking for identifying few such projects which are standing out and which are not really the run-of-the-mill projects, and we would like to offer them a platform where they can showcase to some of the big names in the social sector, as well as giving them some support in terms of not only financial reward, but also offering them an opportunity to get a hands-on training in one of the top institutes social entrepreneurship programs. So that way they would not only get an opportunity to get themselves trained, at the same time they are likely to get an opportunity to get some fundings from some of the incubators which are currently operational in such schools. So that's the background behind initiating this project.
Yeah, Mr. Ghoshal. So as we see the program structure is created in such a way that any person who is in the age group of 18 to 30 years can apply for this fellowship program. Now there is no as such educational criteria or eligibility criteria that a candidate needs to fulfill. So why this is what is the thought process behind this, that you are not asking for a particular educational background from applicants?
So in fact, if you look at India is known in the global circuit as a country of frugal innovations. Right. And per se, if you look at innovation, does not really need any kind of formal educations. Well, correct. If you are educated, that really kind of stoke the fire of the innovations in you. But even without a formal training or formal educations, you can still come up with a brilliant idea. And it all needs the commitment towards a cause. And that's the reason we didn't want to restrict with certain educational criteria, etc. We just say that anybody who is working in this social domain in his own way can always be facilitated by our programs. So that's the background behind it.
Right. So, Mr. Ghoshal, we have seen over last 3-4 weeks since the program is live on our platform, hundreds of applicants are applying for this program, are looking forward to getting associated and getting an opportunity through this fellowship program. What is your message to all these ideators or those entrepreneurs or those people who are trying little small ideas to bring some social change? What is your message to them?
See, I think if you look at India as a country is it's a very diverse country, and it's also a complex ecosystems where we operate. Therefore, I mean, my message to anyone who is being a part of this or even otherwise is that as a citizen, we have a responsibility to bring in some change, and we should really not look always towards the government to bring in that change. In our own domain, be it educations, be it skilling, be it bringing in some changes in the awareness about the climate. Any either way, if we can contribute towards bringing a transformations, it's most welcome. Number one, and number two is that we should really think about what can we do rather than always looking at what somebody else can do for us. So I would just encourage anyone who is operating in this domain that he should really be not getting restricted by any kind of challenges, and bringing in something which is innovative. And you don't really need some kind of a special education or special classes or anything of that sort to do something good. And therefore, I mean, I would very strongly encourage anyone and everyone who is in this domain to come forward and contributes toward the overall growth of the country. At the end of the day, still we need an inclusive growth where everyone grow instead of just restricting the growth to a certain particular domain or particular set of people. So that's my message for them, that be fearless, come forward and do something in your domain, whatever way you can.
Yes, and solve the social problems that we are facing in India today. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ghoshal, for your encouraging words to all those people who are trying out new ideas and trying to bring solutions which can help uplift the lives of people and help solve the problems, social problems that we are currently facing in India. So over to you, Shruti. Shruti will now be explaining on the application processes, the benefits, and the key eligibility criteria.
Yes.
And we'll also be taking a few question and answer towards end of the session. Thank you, Mr. Ghoshal, for your kind words.
So thank you, sir, for encouraging all the young entrepreneurs who are willing to do some social impact, create a social impact in the society. So moving ahead, I would just give a brief about the program, about the Schaeffler India Social Innovator Fellowship Program. The program is, as the sir has already mentioned, the program is open to applicants who are in the age group of 18 to 30 years. And they should be a resident of India. There is no specific other specific criteria that is required to apply for this fellowship program. There are some important things that one must keep note of. That is, like early stage startups or NGOs with functioning prototype, they can also participate. Also, the entries that they will be submitting must not just be a concept, idea, or mock-up. It must fulfill 3 conditions that include: they must be solving a social challenge, they should carry sustainability angle, and they should have scaling possibilities. The project that they are submitting, the entries that they are submitting, they must not be an established commercial venture. Also, the entries, while submitting their entries, the participants need to describe their work in the form of a video that can be uploaded on the website. So these are the key facts that one must keep note of while applying for this fellowship program. Also, there are few categories on which their project can be related to. That includes the transforming education for the underprivileged, health and nutrition, renewable energy and environment, water conservation, and waste management. So these are the few categories जिसके basis पे आप अपने projects submit कर सकते हैं. Moving ahead, if we talk about the fellowship award or fellowship grant that the winners will receive, that includes as of total 11 projects will be selected, and the first winner, who will be the winner of this fellowship program, will receive a fellowship grant of ₹5 lakh, and other 10 awardees will receive a grant of 1 lakh each. Apart from this financial grant, they will also get an opportunity for residential mentorship at premium colleges and institutions, so that they can further develop their skills and solutions. Develop and scale their solutions. Also, they will get access to Schaeffler India network and partners, and an entry to a fellow community of peers. So these are the benefits that the fellows who are applying, the candidates who are applying for this fellowship program will receive if selected. So moving ahead towards the application process, I would request Harmeet to take over and just give us a brief of the applications, how the applicants can apply and what are the essential things required for the application.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ghoshal, first of all, for conceptualizing the complete program, and Shruti for explaining the benefits of the program and all about the program, how it begins and how it basically helps the individuals who are looking forward to come up with the unique concepts which can bring a big social impact overall. So coming to the process of applications, so as we know that for every individual, once we go ahead with applying to any of the scholarships or any of the program, so there are certain details which we would ask you, or the URL which is there, which will be promoted and which will be shared with on the social media platforms and everywhere. So in the URL, you have to begin the application first with the registration process. In registration process, you have to give us some basic details like idea or business name, the concept which you have, your contact number, alternate number, and the state you belong to, district you belong to, city. And after completing the basic details, once you get registered to the website, then you have to come up with the details of your concept which you want to bring up and which you think that it would create a social impact, overall social impact in terms of the eligibility criteria and the area of impact which we are looking for. So coming to the application part, second part of application, so you have to give your LinkedIn profile details. Then again, your what kind of the company is it? Is a private limited company or it is just a prototype? You have not registered the company. So basic details about the company. For example, place of operations, team size, and the main part is what would be the area of impact. As you are already aware that we have around 5 to 6 segments where we want that your concept should create an impact. So I'll just take you through that. So one would be transforming education to the underprivileged, health and nutrition, renewable energy and environment, water conservation and waste management. So you just need to select what is your area of impact, the concept that you have. Then if you have a website, then you can mention the website URL. Or these days we see that we go ahead and build a social media page. It can be a Facebook page, it can be an Instagram page. Then coming to next step, it would be a very nice if we get an introductory or explanatory video from your side, which can explain your idea in a proper way, so that as an individual, anyone can understand that what exactly your concept is and whom it would benefit, who would be your beneficiaries, and overall how it would create an impact on the society. Further parts would include your social mission, your statement, your mission statement in a sentence or in few words. Then what is the need of your idea? What exactly you thought? What is your thought process behind that idea? What is the background? What is the problem statement that you saw and you thought that you would solve that problem for the society? Then coming to who are your potential beneficiaries, who are your customers, and how they would be getting benefited through that. Overall, what is your business model? How you think of converting it to a profitable business in coming future, reaching to break-even point, and all these details you need to provide to us. Then after this, what are your impact indicators? Exactly, impact indicator here means that if we want to judge the particular concept, then what would be the indicators that should be looked for to see the output or to see the results? Then there would be a you have to upload a pitch deck in the as a part of application form, where there would be a complete idea of your prototype or of your concept, which would explain from start to end that how you thought of that particular concept and how you would reach to your target of completing the project or getting it into a successful business in future. Then we have few basic details again related to your program. If you have any other promotional videos which you have made, if you have got any kind of awards or any benefits in the previous time where you might be running your business, or you might be working on your concept from some time. Or last would be the final status of your concept, that at what stage exactly it is right now, and at what stage you want to take it to. So you have to mention all these details in an application form, and once the application form is submitted, the concerned persons will go through the application form, and if the concept, the idea is as per the expectations and creating an impact on the society, then surely it would be considered and taken forward.
Okay, so thank you so much, Harmeet. I would also like to know, like, is there any helpline for this? If any applicant has any query related to the application process or anything else, where can they contact?
Right. So in case you get any issues while going through the website, or if you have any queries or anything, you can, we have the email ID also, which is Schaeffler@buddyforstudy.com. I would just pronounce it also. It is SCHAEFFLER @buddy numeric 4 study.com. And you can also contact us on 011-430-92248 with extension number 132.
All right. Thank you so much, Harmeet, for giving us a brief about the application process. Since I had one question, since our users are not much asking much about this fellowship program, I had one question. Like,
Yes.
for example, if an individual, just like me, if I am an individual, I am 19 years old. Okay, and I just have a concept in mind. I don't have anything else. I just have a concept in mind. I want to do something towards the education of the students. All right. So can I also apply for this fellowship program? Am I eligible just with the concept?
Yes, of course. With the concept, as we already said, that it can be, it is not mandatory that it should be a proper business or a settled business. It can be a idea prototype also, where you can apply under the category that your company is not yet registered, or you just have an idea. So it totally depends on the concept. As Mr. Ghoshal said initially, that the reason why we have not kept the eligibility criteria other than the age group is that we are looking for the concepts, we are looking for ideas, and let's see what the approach of the particular person is, and what are the goals are, and what overall impact it would create on the society.
Okay, and one more thing I wanted to ask Harmeet, like once the applications are submitted, who will be how the selection will be done? Like, there are only 11 applicants who will be selected, right?
Right.
So how will these applicants be selected? What will be the process followed for the selection?
All right. So for the selection, as I while telling about the application form, what details you have to fill while completing the application form. So first level check could be once the applicant submits the final application from their end. So the basic check would be done whether the application is under the required category, or it fulfills at least the minimum requirement which we have, or the concept is such which can be considered as per the categories we have mentioned. So once the application is qualified from this stage, then it will go through a complete scrutiny also, and we'll connect with the applicant, and we'll try and understand more whether, in case the candidate or the applicant has not been able to mention the complete details, or if they have any other point which they want to explain about their concept, they can give us the details on the call itself. So every qualified candidate will be getting a call to explain further, and if they have any queries, or if they want to have any more details about the project, then in that case they can ask for it. And once they are done through the second stage, it will go to the sponsor, which is Schaeffler. Once it goes to the sponsor, then second level scrutiny would be done, and the final selection would be done by a jury team, where somewhere around tentatively 30 to 40, I think 25 to 30 applicants would be selected for the final round. And once the final round is conducted by jury. The final 11 will be selected, and 10 would be getting the amount of rupees 1 lakh, and the first winner would be the 5 lakh rupees.
Okay. So there is a question like you mentioned about pitch deck, right? So
Right.
it's not necessary that everyone must have prepared for it in advance. So if someone needs some time to prepare that pitch deck, is this possible that they can take time, or how it should be done? And is there any you can say कोई specific criteria है जिसके basis पे pitch deck को create करना चाहिए?
So basically, if you talk about the pitch deck, as we have given the two options, one is your introductory or explanatory video, which I think is easily doable by everyone, because if you do not have a professional video, you can just make a video of yourself explaining the concept and including few things which you think that are important related to your concept. And if you talk about the pitch deck, then you can go ahead and take your time, because as you can see that the application has started on 17th of September. However, it has been a month, but for the remaining days, I think it will be live till 31st of October as of now. Still, for preparing a pitch deck,
I think Harmeet, I lost your voice, Harmeet. You're not audible, Harmeet. I lost your voice. Ashish sir, if you can hear his
Shruti,
voice.
yes, Shruti. So I can answer the question.
Yeah, you can please continue.
Can you please
repeat the yes. The question was कि I was asking about the pitch deck. What should be followed, what things should be kept in mind while creating the pitch deck and everything. Yeah.
Right. So as Harmeet was explaining, that if you don't have a prepared already a pitch deck prepared in advance, you can obviously create first you need to create a selfie video kind of thing of 1 or 2 minutes video, which you can upload. Just you need to explain your idea, your vision, the kind of solution you are trying to bring through your idea, and the kind of the social problem that you are trying to solve, right? So that is the kind of video you can upload. Further, you can also create a PPT, PowerPoint presentation, very easy to prepare. You can have a Word document also, which explains the complete idea, the problem statement on which you are working, the execution, the strategy that you have in mind, the prototype that you have already prepared for your towards creating the solution, and then a few projections, like what is the kind of the timeline and projections. So with all these elements, you can, and also the kind the revenue model that you think will make your idea and the solution you are creating feasible, and that will help you to scale your idea and your solution. So these are few things that you need to just add in the deck, and that is ready to go along with the application. I would also request Mr. Kapse and Mr. Ghoshal to add if is there anything that we want specifically from the candidates, from the applicants.
Yeah,
Yogesh,
so
please.
I would like to add one point which Shruti was asking that if someone has not prepared for the pitch deck and is in under process, so in our application system there is a option like a candidate can submit the document in a phase manner. Like the last date is till 31st of October, and if somebody is under process of preparing their video or the pitch deck, they can submit in a phases. So before final submission, they can save as a draft, and as soon as they develop all the related document, they can upload, and the final submission it is allowed till 31st of October as of now. So I mean the candidates are having time. There's still 11 to 12 days are there to prepare it, and the candidate can prepare the document in phase manner. They can save it, and final submission they can do it once they upload the all the relevant document. One more point I would like to add here, like while Harmeet was responding to Shruti, so definitely the ideas are welcome, but we would be considering the candidature not only based off idea or a concept. It should have been at a certain level of level where they can implement, or they have already tried out, or it's
Yes.
under kind of a prototype. So merely having an idea in your mind may not qualify for this fellowship. So that I would like to bring
Yeah,
the
exactly.
clarity.
That was my question. Since I just have an idea, I don't have anything else, then is it possible? But is it feasible or not?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Shruti, just another a few questions that we have
Yeah.
been receiving over last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
People are asking, students, generally students who come to our website. So we have a huge visitor base. So many students are asking whether they can apply if they are working in a group on a particular idea. They're working in a group. So how their candidature is accepted, and if they qualify for this program, how they proceed further if all of them get into those places wherein they are trained and offered assistance. So how is the process, Mr. Kapse?
Okay. Yeah. So, like as we rightly said in the beginning, that the idea is to promote the culture of innovation, and so that is why we have not restricted it to the institution or registered entity, or it could be individual or a group of individual. And definitely there has to be some representative of that particular working group who will represent the entire idea on behalf of the group. And we would like to see the team size and all while considering the final winner. So it could be a teamwork. The idea could be brought out by the team, and the representative need to be there while presenting or pitching this idea to the jury member. And and the scholarship award would be for the group of the people. So like what we said, the winner would be having a 5 lakh rupee for grant for this fellowship. It will be given to that group.
Okay.
And
So,
the further training and handholding support definitely will be given to the key members and the contributor to that particular team.
Right. So once the idea is submitted to for this award and this fellowship program, Mr. Kapse, so what happens to that idea if the people continue working on that idea, it becomes successful? What happens? Is there anything that they need to share, or is there, what is, they are free then completely, they are completely free to go ahead with their idea and create their own business, right? So there is, you are just assisting them to grooming them, right?
Correct. So the idea is to promote such kind of an innovative solution which is having scalability and potential to address the social issues. So definitely we are kind of encouraging and strengthening the ecosystem. So we do not want to have that idea as a so basically we are there to promote this culture of innovation, and we would like to strengthen this ecosystem.
So can you just throw, Mr. Kapse, light on a few institutions or few places wherein these young people will be just hosted to work on those ideas if selected for this program?
Yeah, so we are in a discussion with few of the incubators and across India, and we have shortlisted few of them. And so right now, I may not be able to take a name of one particular institution, but there are institutions of international repute across India with whom we are in a discussion. And based on the idea, the selected fellows, we would like to see where the best could be nurtured and handholding support would be there. And accordingly, we will try to collaborate with the agencies, with
That's
the
really great.
institution
That's
and
really great.
incubators.
yeah, so I think this is it for today. I think there are not much queries related to the fellowship right now. If you have any questions, you can continue, sir.
No, thank you. So almost, I think, starting from Mr. Ghoshal and ending with Mr. Kapse, we have covered kind of the entire kind of queries that we have been getting over last 2-3 weeks since the program has been launched, and we'll continue to solve the problem, the queries, any doubt that people have. We have already helpline number over there on the page where we have launched this program, and we are quite accessible on social media also. So I invite all the audience to just come to the program page. If they have any query, just raise their query and go ahead with filling the form. If they face any challenges, we are always open to help them up for filling up the applications. The response so far has been very encouraging. We have currently hundreds of people applying for this program. There are many people, as you have rightly said, half filled form means they are in the process of filling the next stage of their form. So there are many people are in process, and we invite as many people, whoever is interested in this program, whoever is working on a small idea towards towards various social challenges, to come and apply for this program, join hand with us, and it will really be worth for them to work along with Schaeffler India Innovator Fellowship Program, and we'll look forward to having more and more applicants joining this process. Thank you, Mr. Ghoshal. Thank you, Harmeet. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you, Mr. Kapse.
Thank you everyone for joining. It was really nice, and I hope with this session we have cleared many queries of the applicants that why they were not filling the form completely. I hope now they will be able to complete the form after this session. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much for hosting.
Yeah,
thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.